Well, okay, y'all, here we are back again with Ryan's Bus Adventure, and today I'm going to cut a circle out of this. I'm going to take this little apparatus that I got offline. It's probably a piece of junk, but it's supposed to cut this metal, and I'm going to see if it will. But I'm going to cut a circle out of this because that's going to go into the door. Remember the hole in the front door, in the passenger door, in the entrance door of the bus? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that and I'm going to cut that out. Be right back. Okay, it didn't work too bad. It doesn't turn corners very well. I should have probably shown you that, but got it cut out. And now what I'm going to do is take this file. I'm going to file all the edges off. I'm going to make it as round as possible and take it back over the bus, and we'll see if we can install it with a few. I think it's going to use some, what do you call those little things that you put in there and squeeze? Rivets. Let's see if I can find some little rivets that'll go around there, drill some holes and rivet it on. Also put some Sikaflex around it so it doesn't leak, and then put that spear back on that door, the one I polished before. Okay, y'all, here's the hole I'm talking about, the one in the door, and here's the door out here. I'm a little close to it, but you know what the door looks like. This is the entrance door. There's the big old hinge. It's going to be painted next, and if I reach down here, here's the piece that I got to cover that with, and that's going to go. Well, come back to your door. Come back to your door. The door keeps walking away on me. That's going to go right here, like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up there like that, go on the inside, and mark a circle around it so I know exactly how far I can take it away from the circle, so I can drill the holes and then go ahead and rivet it in. But that's going to cover that up, and that will keep that from leaking any water in there. And those holes right there, of course, front and back. I don't know what was there. I guess somebody else did the same thing before. But there are the holes for that spear. So again, that's what I'm going to do next on the Brian's Bus Adventure. Okay, y'all, took my trusty little Sharpie and I put this here happened to be glued in. I forgot that it was glued in on the inside of the door, so I didn't want to disturb it. But I've taken my trusty little Sharpie and I have drawn that line several times on the outside until I figured out that the top line here, the bottom line here, and inside and outside there. And that will do it. Did I get to show you that right? There, top and bottom. So now I'm going to get some Sikaflex and get a drill, and I'm going to start whacking on this thing. It's going to be the inside line right here because I want to stay away from that if I can. And yeah. Just start doing it to it. You see how it sits up on there. So it's going to sit up there, oops, basically like that right there. Maybe around like that. Yeah, I think right there. Let's go up. Come on. My cover keeps flapping on my phone here. Anyway, that's kind of what it's going to look like right there. Of course, with some rivets in it and some Sikaflex around it. But that hole will be covered. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, y'all, we're back again here. What we're doing is putting the final little touch of silicone sealant around this hole here. Again, as you can see, I've taken it all the way around. And now I'm going to put the old stopper back in the end of this, just so I can possibly save some for later, who knows. And now, let's take this back again and see if we can get it held on there. I wish I would have marked where up was on this thing. That would have been nice, huh? Okay, it's probably right there. I see a peak right there. No, that's not it. Let's try that one. Oh, there we go. That's it right there. Oops, you're not seeing what I'm saying. Okay, great. Gonna push that on. Gonna kind of look and see where it was. So that should be pretty much. Oops, sorry about that. I'm looking and not telling. I'm telling and not looking. Okay, just gonna push it in till silicone comes out, the sealant comes out all the way around it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, now all I'm going to do is take the drill, and I'm going to drill some holes in here, put some Clecos in there, and then come back and put some rivets in that, and call it good. So let's see what happens. Talk to you soon. And back again, as always. Okay, this is what I'm doing. And I have put the silicone under it. I've put the plate in and around the circle there. So it is squishing out a little bit of silicone everywhere it goes. But now I'm just working my way around it with Clecos. I'm drilling it in. And I believe the size is it's a 5/32 drill bit. And I'm just going to work my way around, crisscrossing. You can see that's still a little loose right there. So when I drill that in, that will pull that back out again. But that's what I'm doing. And I'll put about 4 more in there, minimum of 4 more in there, and then come back with the rivets. Oh, and I kind of apologize. If you don't know what a Cleco is, here I'm going to show you what one is. This is a Cleco. And it goes in this little Cleco gun. If I can get it up right. Turn around here to show you. It goes in there. And that's a Cleco. And then when you you squeeze the pliers, and again, these are just basically a pair of pliers. You'll see it squirts out the little nubby down there that actually holds everything in place. Then you push that inside the hole and you release it. And again, I'll show you on another one here what it does. If I can get it out here. Sorry about all this. I just can't hold my hand and do everything at once here, but I'll try. Okay, again, squeezing it, it pushes it out, pushes that little projectile out basically. You find the hole. Well, that's hard to do. There's a little fur around that one, that's fine. You push it in, release it. I've released it, and pull it back out, and it's pulled that in tight. So I have one more to do here. And what's good about these Clecos too is they're reusable. I mean, you can use them 1,000 times. It's really nice. Again, a Cleco, pliers. And again, excuse my hand, but I can't do everything here at once. Which I know you should. You should be able to if you're doing a video. Again, squeeze, eject the projectile, hit the little fuzzy hole there, release it. Now it's set. Again, these Clecos are in. That's solid on that door now. And when you want to do it, when you want to take them off, you just take the Cleco, put it back on there, push that in, pull it out. You got it done. Put it back in. Boom. Reusable. So now I'm going to go find the pop rivets that go in there. And I'll come back with my pop rivet, my pop gun, and do that. Pop rivet them in. It looked like there was a little bit of loss of sealant around the top here. So I took the old silicone back again and just squeezed a little dab right around, let's switch in focus, right around the crown here, and took my finger, and just cleaned it up a little bit. And now that's sealed completely all the way around it. Trying to keep it off the Clecos as much as possible, but it'll come off the Clecos too. So again, let me go find some rivets. Eureka! I have found the rivet gun, and I have found the rivets. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here with the old Cleco thing again here, and we're going to push it on one down here, and we're going to release it, pull it out, set it aside, and go ahead and put a pop rivet in there. See if I got it big enough. Oh, I don't have the hole big enough. Don't have the hole big enough, you can see. So I'm going to have to go back each individual time, resize the hole to this rivet, and then come back and do them. But that's a one at a timer, so I'll be back. Hello, I'm back. Now I guess you have to be smarter than the tools. Yeah, you have to be able to read. It says 3/16. Oh my goodness, 3/16 actual size. 3/16 is what you need for the drill bit. And I had a 5/32. Yeah, you need to be smart enough to read the box. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, I tried one. They're 3/16. So, just going to work my way around this thing now and pop rivet this puppy all the way around here and get rid of the Clecos. And here we go, the final Cleco. What I've decided to do, I can see a little bit of a gap right around here where it's just not exactly snugged in. So I'm going to take the old silicone, the all-purpose sealer, and I'm going to go right around this again just to make sure that this is sealed all up. But the last Cleco, the last pop rivet. Oh, these are not the rivets that you want to use on the outside of a skin of the bus. You can see these have no little dimple in them, and these do. These actually will leak. These will not. These are bucked rivets, if I can say that. And when I go up to replace all of the rivets on the skin of the bus, I'm going to be putting those blind rivets on so I don't have any possibility of leaks. I'm not worried about these because that big cover is going to cover this. The big, well, I call it a spear. I don't know what everybody else calls it, but it goes, you can see the outline of it here. It goes right there, down and down. So I'm not going to worry about that. And again, I'll put some silicone around there, and this is not going to leak. we go. I thought I'd give you just a little bit of an insight on how these rivets work. You can see it looks like a little spear here. It has a fat end and it has a spiked end. If you can look at, and I hope you can see this with this camera here, but if you can see that, there's little grips on this. And what happens when you put that up inside the box, up inside the riveter, it's smooth. It's completely smooth, like that. If you can see that, let's see if we can see it. It's smooth, and these have little grooves in them. So when you put it inside here and you pump the handle, there's a pair of little grips inside there that grip that rod, grip this rod here, and then we'll pull this end of it, squash it down until it's flat on the inside or as flat as possible, depending on the material you're working with. Let's see if we can see it a little better. Anyway, that's what it's going to look like. It's going to squash this down to nothing. You'll see that little head right there? That pulls that down, and that gripper grips it through the end of this pair of pliers, basically. It's going to take that and it's going to squish it down until it's down as tight as it'll go. And then this piece here, this arm, this sword part, will break off, and that's what all these parts are down here. They're all broken off, and that's what happens when you get up in there with a rivet gun. So kind of a little lesson if you didn't know how they worked. Really simple. Anybody could do them, even me. Anyway, hope you have a good day. I went back and had another look, and I thought it needed about 4 more, so we put 1, 2, 3, 4 more in there just to kind of really close that circle up really well. And then I'm still going to come back and put some silicone around the top of that there. Okay, it's time to clean up now, and what we're going to do is put all the Clecos back in the little Cleco bag, because again, these are reusable. Go ahead and take the silicone around that, and as you can see, I put it in the center, or the little gap there, if there is a gap. I don't know if there is or not, but I put it in there anyway, just to make sure that is watertight. Now, if I really wanted to be the expert here, I would have went back and put a little silicone in each of these dots, but because they will leak through there, because that's a sleeve that's had a rod pulled through it. But I'm not going to be worried about that, because again, that spear goes on there, and I don't think water's going to get in there anyway. So again, I think we can call this one done. It's done. Let's clean up the tools. Let's make sure everything goes back where they belong. And there are different sizes of Clecos, and these are for, like we saw, 3/16, and there's bigger ones and smaller ones, 3 or 4 different sizes that I got in the package that I got off of Amazon. And it came with the Cleco gun, or the Cleco lock, looks like what it says there. And it comes with all the assortment of Clecos. Then the only thing you need to get is to go to the big box store, pick up some rivets and a little rivet gun, and you are ready to go. Okay, we're going to take a little peek behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz curtain here, and show you what the back side of these Cleco, or these rivets, look like when they get in. You can see they're kind of pulled down as a mushroom all the way around through there. And again, that's what compresses and holds everything tight as those mushroom in. So I'm going to take a little more of my spray adhesive, spray this back in here. This is some jute, I guess you would call it, from normally they're doing this under the floors, under the carpets of a car or whatever when they're redoing those, but they work so well for sound deadening on these doors and whatnot, well, everywhere. And so that's what we're going to be putting in there. And again, I'm just going to spray, oops, this is where I drilled through a little drill hole here. Anyway, going to spray glue that back in and call this part of the project a finito. Thanks for watching us. We really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy Brian's bus adventure as we go through this 1972 4108A Alpha GMC old Greyhound type bus, and making it anew again, as it was back in 1999 when they converted it from the travel bus into a motorhome. And I just hope you like it. Hope you like what we're doing. And again, we'd love for you to tell us the good, the bad, the ugly. So when you see this, please check the like button, and then come back and subscribe to it and share it with somebody you know. And again, as we always say, if you really like it, if you really are liking what we're doing and would like to help, go ahead and hit the Patreon button. That's patreon.com/Brian's Bus Adventure, and that'll help us get things done just that much quicker. You'll have a good day. Thanks for watching.